Okay. I was trying to think of a way to reply to Ivan's video, and once again, I thank you for sending that, Ivan, because it was really refreshing to see a new take on evolution. Honestly, okay, I've heard of the whole evolution and creation going side by side, but the sexiest monkey thing, that was clever. Like, of course, right, it seems like an obvious idea, but in all of my arguments with evolutionists, I've never heard that one in particular. I've never heard anyone just lay it out there, that the reason for evolution isn't so much Monkey says, oh man, this fur is itchy, but more because Monkey's like, dude, I need to get laid, right? But I didn't know quite how to answer. Like, I have a dozen things I could say to you, but it's just not coming out right. So in the end, what I decided to do is go and do some research. And in my research, I found an interesting vein, and I decided I wanted to talk about what monkeys... Okay, let me stop real quick. They're technically called apes because monkeys have tails. Apes are allegedly the closest to human beings. But so I went and found out what apes gave up to become what we are today according to evolution. 1 second. It's research. Alright. Called apes, not monkeys. All true apes, with the exception of gorillas and human beings. Remember, this is from an evolutionary standpoint, so just in case you get confused. All true apes, except gorillas and humans, are agile tree climbers. Except gorillas and humans. See, it doesn't seem specific to us, as if people are saying, like, oh, you know... No, okay. Except gorillas and humans. Little kids love to climb trees. I had a tree house when I was a kid. We are not naturally very good at it. And so, of course, my next question is, right, just to narrow it down some more, what is the difference between humans and gorillas so that we can kind of specify what sucks at the tree climbing? Gorillas are big. Like, it seems really obvious, but gorillas are big, meaty, and buff. And it's not so much that they don't climb trees, it's just, the tree has to be... How do I put this? Able to bear their weight, I guess, is... It's not exactly what I'm trying to say, but if you've seen Tarzan, you get what I'm trying to say to you. Like, big monkey, big tree, right? And if you look at where gorillas live, really, they have like some neat little National Geographic videos. It's not all in the jungle, right? They're kind of spread around, so this is where this research comes from, right? Human beings, on the other hand, we got trees everywhere. We plant them as decoration. So if we really wanted to evolve and climb some trees, we can get that done. But it doesn't take with us, right? So, and now we're going to go on to the apes' intelligence. Apes have a social structure. They use tools. There's actually another neat video. I should be posting these. There's another neat video of apes using sticks to get out termites and ants from their nest so that they don't have to destroy the whole nest for one, all that, you know, burning calories when they're trying to gain calories. And, so they don't get attacked, of course, because, you know, when all the ants have to funnel out and you just you know what I'm talking about? So they can use tools, and they have problem solving, right? The same things we have. We're intelligent, we have social structure, and we can solve problems, perhaps more complicated problems than the monkeys can solve, that the apes can solve, but that's due to 20 IQ points. You see what I'm saying? It's hard for me to believe that with apes already having so much going on, they were like, look, I want to be even smarter still, and I'm willing to give up my fur and climbing opposable toes to do this. It doesn't add up. It seems like you got screwed in your trade. But we're going to keep on going, and you'll see why I think that. Apes have opposable thumbs and toes. It's sort of like having a second hand on your foot. A third hand, don't F with me. On your foot, right? So the same things that you can pick up with your hands, you can pick up with your feet. Remember in the last video when I was talking about having 3 arms? Apes have 4. You gave up the extra arms for 20 IQ points? You lost your fur for 20 IQ points? You stopped climbing trees? Safety from predators for 20 IQ points? How would you come to that decision unless you knew that you were going to win? But believe it or not, we still have more. We still have more. Gorillas are alleged to be 10 times stronger than a human being. I've done research, and it's kind of incompatible because nobody's really done a study on a gorilla. I'm not exactly sure why they haven't done a study on gorilla strength, but it boils down to roughly 10 times, because, I mean, the huge estimate is 20 times more than a human. So I just figured, you know, with all the inclusive evidence, I cut it down to 10. So that's about a ton. A gorilla can bench press a ton, from what I'm hearing, right? That's a lot of power, right? And a 135-pound chimpanzee at the Bronx Zoo pulled with one arm. This is documented and videotaped. Go find it, probably on YouTube. Documented and videotaped. A 135-pound chimpanzee pulled 1,000 pounds with one arm. Name someone else in the world who can do that. A human being in the world who can pull that much weight with one arm. You might find somebody. Now find someone who weighs 135 pounds. It seems that apes got screwed from an evolutionary standpoint. Why would you give up agility, strength, fur, and protection? Like, anything you can't kill, you can run away from. Why would you give that up for 20 IQ points? You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't add up, right? And so here's our last thing. Humans are the apex predators on the planet. We know this. We can kill anything, thanks because we have intelligence and tools. Guns are really, really effective methods of murder and genocide. We have proof of that almost on the daily. So we have become the apex predators, and we're going to take this from an evolutionary standpoint and say that we evolved into the apex predators because we gave up fur, agility, right, climbing trees, and an immense amount of strength to become this. Unless you knew that 20 IQ points were going to put you at the top, how does this happen? This is why I believe in creation, because it doesn't seem that this could possibly be accidental. Right now, if you could evolve into anything, what would you evolve into? You can't really... You see what I'm trying to say? Like, you can't make that decision on your own. And you're not going to tell me that I'm sorry, but you're not going to tell me that while trying to become the sexiest monkey, you lost your fur. How does that make you a sexier monkey now that you look like a freak to all the rest of the monkeys? You see what I'm saying? Like, now that you're not as strong as the other monkeys, we're following evolution now. Now that you're not as strong as the other monkeys, you're not going to beat that bunny to death as quickly as the other monkeys beat the bunny to death. I'm sorry, I know it's split between monkey and ape, but it's already ingrained. You're not going to beat the rabbit to death as quickly as the other apes and monkeys, so they're going to get food faster than you. You're no longer the sexiest monkey, right? You decided climbing trees is not your thing, so your children are dying, right, from panther attacks, wild dogs. Your children are dying, so you have less of a genetic pool, and there's just less of you to go around, right? Where did the human race come out of that? Because it seems this is something that evolution just sort of glosses over. It seems that in the transition between monkey and human, everyone just kind of sat back and let that happen. Ivan, I'm waiting for your answer. I'm anticipating it. I'm actually really happy because you got my fire going. Let's talk about this! Everybody else, I'll be waiting for your response.